Okay, so if you are watching this video, you need a little more help remembering how to factor trinomials. So factoring is something you would have done in Algebra 1, but you would have seen it again in geometry. It just kind of doesn't ever go away. So that being said, there's also like tons of different methods people use to factor. So I'm going to show you one that I like the best, but that doesn't mean, sorry, yawned. That doesn't mean this is the only way you can factor. So if you remember another way, that's great. If this isn't making a lot of sense to you, I can show you another way. So you just kind of got to let me know what you need, okay? First of all, remember that when you have a quadratic, you have a trinomial. You have three pieces. Our goal in factoring is to take the three-piece trinomial and to break it down into two pieces or two binomials. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is we need to recognize what A, B, and C is. So in this first one, A is 1, B is -9, C is 8. So A is 1, B is -9, C is 8. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to build a chart. And we're going to look for two numbers that will multiply to A times C. So 1 times 8, 8. Two numbers that will multiply to 8. And those same two numbers need to add to -9. Okay? So in order to find these two numbers, sometimes you can just see it. And sometimes it takes a little while to figure it out. So you just start going through factors of 8. 8. I know 2 times 4 is 8. But when I add them, 2 plus 4 is 6. That will never get me to -9, right? I could do -2 and -4 because negative times negative is positive. But if I add those, that's going to give me -6. It's never going to get me to -9. Factors of 8, I could use 1 and 8. If I add them, it's +9. Okay, so that's close. So let's use -1 and -8. And if I add those, I get -9. And so I know those are the factors that are going to work. So the two numbers that are going to work are -1 and -8. Okay, now you come over to your original and you build two binomial pieces. So we're going to have two sets of parentheses. The letter is always going to go first. And then the two numbers that you found are going to go last. So -1 and -8. Okay, last step. You're going to come back to A, and you're going to divide these by A. And then you're going to simplify. Well, if I divide by 1, nothing changes. So my factors stay m-1 and m-8. When you write your factors, it does not matter what order you write them in. So if you wrote the m-8 first and the m-1 second, that'd be the same thing. All right, example 2. First, we need to label A, B, and C. So there's an invisible 1. So A is 1, B is -16, and C is 63. Okay, now I need to create a chart. I'm going to multiply A times C, 1 times 63, 63, and add to -16. Okay, so 63. 1 times 63 is 63. That won't get me to 16. 3 times 21. That won't get me to 16. Let me find some more. So if I do 63 divided by 4, that's not a factor. 63 divided by 5, that's not a factor. 63, let's do 9 divided by 9. 7, okay? 9 and 7. Okay, now if I add 9 and 7, I get 16, but I need to get -16. So I'm going to make it -9 and -7. and that's negative 16, so that works. Okay, so I'm going to break it up into 2. Put your x first. Minus 9 in one, minus 7 in the other. Then the very last step is to divide by a. Now, if I divide by positive 1, nothing really changes. So my factors are x minus 9 and x minus 7. Okay, example 3. A is 3. B is negative 5. C is 2. Okay? When you build your multiply add charts, we're going to multiply to A times C. 3 times 2 is 6. And B is negative 5. Okay, so 1 times 6 or 2 times 3. 2 plus 3 is 5. So negative 2 times negative 3 is negative 5. And that will work. Okay, so build 2. Put the letter first. Negative 2 in one, negative 3 in the other. Remember, order doesn't matter, but now your last step is to divide by A. Okay, here's where things get a little weird. If I look at negative 2 over 3, this fraction doesn't simplify. So if that fraction doesn't simplify, this is called kickback. You're going to kick back the bottom number. So the bottom number is going to kick backwards in front of the B. So you have 3b minus 2. Okay? The fraction in the other one, negative 3 over 3, that does simplify. Negative 3 over 3 is negative 1. So if it simplifies, you simplify it. If it doesn't simplify, you kick the denominator back in front. So the two factors you have are 3b minus 2 and b minus 1. All right, last example. I need to multiply to, A times C. 5 times negative 18 is negative 90. Two numbers that multiply to negative 90 and then add to negative 1. Because A is 5, B is negative 1, and C is negative 18. Okay? Okay, so when I see 90, the first thing I think of is 9 and 10. But if I need them to multiply to negative 90, one of these needs to be negative. So let's try negative 9 times positive 10 is negative 90. But negative 9 plus 10 is positive 1. Well, that's the right number, but the wrong sign. So I need to change what I have. So I'm going to keep a positive 9 and a negative 10. 9 times negative 10 is still negative 90, so that's good. 9 plus negative 10 is negative 1, so that's good too. So build two binomials. Put the letter first. One of them needs a plus 9, and one of them needs a minus 10. And your last step is to divide by A. 9 over 5 does not simplify, so you're going to kick the 5 back in front of the P. So 5P plus 9. Negative 10 over 5 does simplify to negative 2, so P minus 2. And those are your factors.